he was like, he felt like his shit feel funny. I'm like, what, your shit inflamed or something? Your shit, you got inflammation or something? Like, so he like, nah, I feel like I was burning when I peed.
It's about to be a situation. It's about to be a situation. It's about to be a situation. Cause it's about to be a situation. It's about to be a situation.
What's good? It's your boy. You already know what it is. We're gonna talk about another situation. And this situation is probably one of the craziest situations. Not the craziest, but this one hits home. And I'm gonna tell you why, based on the circumstance, because it's about trust. It's about trust. This one's called the ultimate betrayal. This one's called the ultimate betrayal. And I'm gonna tell you why it's the ultimate betrayal. We're gonna talk about my first love. My first love, my first ever love. The first girl I ever loved in the world, right? This is why it's the ultimate betrayal. I'm gonna tell y'all about how I met her, but I'm not gonna tell y'all like every detail, but I'm gonna tell y'all like a quick overview of how I met her and what happened, like how I got to know her. So I was about 16 years old. I was working at Subway, you know, the sandwich spot. I used to make sandwiches and shit. Obviously customers come, so there was this one chick that used to come, and she used to come like maybe like once every 3 weeks or some shit like that. So she'll either like come get cookies or like sandwiches or whatever the case may be. Sometimes she'll come with like her family, her little sisters, whatever. And I remember this chick because I had a crazy crush on her. I'm talking about like, yo, she was, to me, she was the finest chick in the world. Like, she just, her face, like everything, like she was just so fire to me. I was cool with my manager to the point that I used to tell him like, yo, she is so bad, I want to wife her. Like, this is really what I was telling him. I'm like, yo, I want to marry her. I don't even know this chick. I don't even know her, and I'm telling him like, yo, I want to marry her. That's how bad she was. So he used to be like, yo, talk to her. Me, I was 16 and I was kind of shy at that age. I was kind of shy, so like I ain't know how to promote, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't know how to talk. Like, I'm not gonna go to her and promote and then I'm be stuck stuttering and shit. So I was like, nah, I ain't even trying to do that. So one day, so happens that I'm coming to work. I'm walking to work. At this point, I had like my regular clothes on, not the uniform from Subway, because I used to wear this apron and then some stupid ass hat with no fucking support. That shit was like this shit was just stupid. But like, I just felt like an L when I was working in it. I just felt like a whole meme. Like, I don't know. So I wasn't really comfortable enough to even like talk to anybody. So I was walking to work and I see her, and I'm like, oh shit. Like, I'm just stuck. Like I'm seeing a celebrity or something. That's how bad she was to me. Like, I feel like I'm seeing a celebrity. So I was like, I'm gonna just pass by her. I ain't gonna say nothing. Like, that's how scared I was. Like, I'm just like, yo, like I was so nervous that, you know, I was like, yo, I hope she don't say nothing to me. I just want to keep it moving. So I'm passing by her and she said something to me. She's like, yo, don't you work at Subway? So I was like, yeah. Mad scared, mad like shy and shit. She's like, oh yeah, you look mad different without your work clothes. I was like, I didn't know what the fuck to say. I was like, so then I was like, you know what? I could just ask her for her number real quick. Fuck it. Like, let me just ask her for a number at this point. Fuck it. I was like, yo, you ain't got a number? Like, I could call you or something? She was like, no, I don't give away my number. Sorry. And after that, I was like, it's all right. Boom. Felt like a fucking L. I was like, oh, hell no, I'm a flop. Like, and this is why I was like, this is why I didn't put myself in situations like that, because it was like, yo, that rejection shit, that shit gonna hurt my heart, especially when it's a chick that you want. So I was like, fuck, like I was tight at her. I was like, fuck, I should have crossed the street. At this point, I should have just fucking crossed the street so I could avoid her. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm at work and I was telling my manager, I was like, yo, I just seen her, but it's a flop. Like, I asked for a number, she flopped on me, I was like, whatever. So now I'm at work one day, like a month passed, and I see her coming in. And at this point, I was, it's not that I didn't care, but I was just like, she flopped on me already. What the fuck am I gonna do at this point? So she's about to pay. She says, oh, give me a number. So I was like, oh, you want my number? She's like, yeah, give me a number. So I was like, oh shit, fuck it. Maybe she changed her mind. I don't know. So I wrote my number down in a piece of paper and I gave it to her. So I was like, I bet I'm situated. I'm sanctioned right now. I'm sanctioned. You know what I'm saying? Like, she about to call me and all that. So she never called me. She never called me, right? At that point, she never called me. So now maybe like a week, 2 weeks passed, and then she came back, and I was like, now I'm just kind of mad at her, like, shit, like, yo, why you wasting my time, type shit. She about to pay, whatever. She's like, yo, you're not gonna believe it, I lost your number, da 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 da. I was like, it's cool, like. She was like, let me get it again. So I was like, fuck it, I'll give it to her again. So in my head, I'm like, she probably did lose my number, like, you know what I'm saying? At that point, plus I was fiended out. I was wild fiended out for her, like. So I gave her my number. She did not call me still. She did not call me still. So now I'm just like, yo, what's wrong with her? Like, what's good? Like, what's good with her? Probably like a week, 2 weeks passed. She's coming in again. So now guess what happened? So now she's like, I promise you I lost your number again. So now I'm tight. I'm pissed now, because I'm like, she playing with me. Like, now you really just trying to, like, what's wrong with you? Like, you playing with me. So now I was like, if I give you my number, you gotta call me. If you're not gonna call me, don't ask for my number. I'm not gonna even waste my time. So I guess she liked it, that shit. I don't know. She just looked at me like, because I was tight. At that point, I was tight. I don't care how good, like, she looked good to me, but I was like, fuck it, like, you playing with me now. She's like, no, I'm gonna call you. She called me that same night. We was on the phone from like 10 p.m. to like 6 in the morning. And around that time, that was the fucking, this how long ago it was. It was the free nights and weekends and shit like that. We niggas took advantage of that whole shit for the night. So now I'm getting to know her, and she's talking, whatever case may be. Fast forward. We end up being boyfriend and girlfriend. We was talking for like about almost a year, right? Almost a year. Yeah, there was a lot of hiccups too. A lot of red flags that I missed, that I just ignored. I didn't miss them. I ignored them. I ignored all the red flags. Because why? Because at this point, I liked her that much. And every time something happened, she would manipulate it. And I knew that she was manipulating it, but I was still going along with it because I liked her that much. At this point, I didn't have Special K at that point. I think Special K was after. Special K was after her. So it was basically, like I said, this was my first love. At this point, I'm the type of person where, like, I was faithful. I was not doing nothing like with nobody else. I was always a good dude. Always, right? Always faithful. I felt like, since I was a good person, everybody was a good person. That's how naive I was at that age. So to me, I felt like, you know, that's my girl. Like, she not never gonna do nothing stupid to me and nothing like that. Like, I felt like everybody was like a good person. That's how, like I said, that was how naive I was. Let's call her Ciara. I'm gonna call her Ciara because she kind of looked there like her, like same complexion, and like she kind of looked similar like her. So Ciara, that was my girl at the time. We was talking for almost a year. So boom, I didn't have sex with nobody else at all. She was the only one I was having sex with. Like, I was satisfied with just her. So now this is what happens. This is where the situation happens. This changed me. This will forever play a role on when people be like, oh, you got trust issues, or you insecure, or I'm never insecure, right? I'm never insecure. The only reason why I would be saying something like who you with, or, you know, something like that, is because the chick probably did something to make it like that. And that's what I hate too, because some chicks, they know they be doing shit and they throw that in your face, like, oh, yo, why you insecure? Why you doing this? Because you did some stupid shit. Maybe your phone was blowing up and I seen a nigga name, or maybe you doing some funny shit and you lied about something. So don't say I'm insecure because I'm insecure. No, I'm insecure because you did some funny shit. So I'm gonna question you. So that's my point too. Like, a lot of chicks, and not even this ain't just going for chicks. This is going for guys too. Like, because I don't ever look at it one-sided. Like all girls is this way and this way. No, I believe there's a low percent that are women that are good, and there's probably good. No, there is guys that's 1% good too. So it's for both sexes. It's not like I'm bashing women. No, there's fucked up niggas too. This story I'm about to tell you turned me into a fucked up nigga. And like I said, I'm about to tell y'all. So let me keep telling the story. So now my boy, wife beater again. My boy, wife beater. he was talking to some chick or whatever, and he was telling me one day like, yo, he feel like he got something. I was like, what do you mean you feel like you got something? Like, you good? He was like, he felt like his shit feel funny. I'm like, what, your shit inflamed or something? Your shit, you got inflammation or something? Like, so he like, nah, I feel like I was burning when I pee and all of this. I was like, what? He's like, yeah. He was like, I was like, nigga, you coming on yourself or something? Like, what's good? Like, I was like, yo, were you good? Like, it's funny down there? He's like, yeah, I feel funny down there. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're gonna have to get checked. So at this point, I was only having sex with one person, which was my girl, Ciara. And he was talking to like multiple people at that time. So he was like, yo, come with me to get tested. So me, I never got tested. I never had a reason to get tested because I had sex with one person only, which was Ciara, my first love. So we set up a date to go, and I wasn't gonna get tested. I told her, I was like, I'm gonna come with you for moral support. Like, you wanna be there for your homie. He over there shook, like he don't know if he got something, and I'm over here like, I'm good. Like, I'm gonna just come with you. Like, plus I don't know how that process works, get tested. I never been to an STD clinic. I never did none of that shit. So it was kind of, everything was a new experience for me too. So now he's like, alright, so pull up to my crib, then we're gonna go take the train, da 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 da. I was like, alright, cool. So now we taking the train and we go to the clinic. So we go to the clinic, and then like when you walk in, they give you a piece of paper with a number. So they gave him one, and then I was behind him. So it was like, yo, you want to get tested too? I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get tested. Because at this point it was like, I'm gonna just do it because it's a new experience. Plus I want to know like what happens, like how do they test you, da da da. Like I said, this was like 15, 18 years ago, some shit, I don't know. I was 16 at the time. So now we waiting, numbers being called, and they call him, and then they call me. So they like, oh, you got any symptoms and shit? I was like, nah, like I'm good, like I don't have no symptoms, whatever. They said I pee in a cup, and they drew my blood or whatever the case may be. So now we finished with that. He's like, yo, I think I got something, whatever, but I gotta wait for my results. I was like, yeah, you good. So like a week passed, right? I will never forget this day. A week passed, and I'm walking down the block, and I was with my boy. We're gonna call him L. The only reason I'm gonna call him L, not because, well, he's an L too, but we're gonna call him L because that's what his name started with. I was with L. So now I'm walking down, we going to my crib. He lived across the street from me. So we talking or whatever case may be. I get a phone call. So I'm like, it was some random number. So I picked up. It was the fucking clinic, right? So I'm like, alright, cool. So in my head, I'm like, they just call people, probably just tell them the results and shit. Like, that's what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking. So now they like, oh, we got your results. They said my name. I was like, yeah, that's my name. What's your birth date? I told them the info. They're like, yeah, we got your results. Okay, so you're negative for gonorrhea. You're negative for like other shit they were saying, and they said, oh, you came back positive for chlamydia. What the fuck? At this point, this was so long ago, I didn't know what the fuck that was. I said, you said what? Chlamydia? He said, yeah, you positive for chlamydia. You need treatment. Nah. This gotta be a mistake. This gotta be a whole mistake. What are you talking about, chlamydia? What can I die off that shit? Like, what is that? I didn't know what the fuck that was. Like I said, this was so long ago. Like, I didn't know nothing, none of that. No STD shits, none of that. So as soon as they said you got chlamydia, I was like, what the fuck is that? My heart is sinking. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, what is that? I'm like, what the fuck is chlamydia? What the fuck is that? So I'm scared now. I'm thinking I'm about to lose my life and everything. Like, that's how crazy it was. I didn't know what the fuck that was. I'm like, what the fuck is that? They're like, okay, no, you just gotta come in for treatment. I was like, how do you get that? They said, oh, you get that from a sexual partner. Do you know if your sexual partner, if they have it? I was like, no. Like, what? Like, I'm so confused. I'm upset. I'm like, what the fuck is going on now? Like, this shit is crazy. So they're like, oh yeah, you could just come in for treatment, this and that, and then we scheduled the treatment shit. And I was like, I was on my psychic that time. It was psychic, and they had the dumbass web shit. Like, it wasn't no fucking like how we got like Chrome and Safari and all that shit on our phone. That shit was like some fucking 3G shit or something. I don't know. So I'm looking the shit up, and it says some chlamydia shit. I didn't even know how to spell it. Like, I'm just looking it up. It was like, it's a STD. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, bruh, I looked at my boy. He looking at me while I was on the phone too. Like he's like, yo, you good? Cause I looked at he was like, yo, you look like you seen a ghost. I was like, bro, the clinic just called me and said I got chlamydia. He's like, no fucking way. I was like, bro, what the fuck? He was like, yo, bro. And he already knew the shorty that I was dealing with, and he didn't like her. A lot of my friends didn't like her because they seen what I didn't see, but I did see, but I was ignoring what I seen. You get it? They seen how she was, and they already knew she was fucked up. Me, it was like I knew she was fucked up, but I was still dealing with her because I didn't want to think she was fucked up. So now I call her. I'm like, yo, where you at? Where you at? So happens she used to be by her cousin's house, which was maybe like 4 blocks from where I live. I said, yo, stay right there. I gotta talk to you. I'm coming right now. She's like, is everything all right? I was like, yeah. I'm coming right now. I just gotta talk to you real quick. Yo, the whole time I'm like pissed. I'm just like, yo, this bitch just gave me something. She just gave me something. And I was faithful. So at this point, like it was no question that it was her. Mind you, she was already like a big liar. She was already saying shit. And this was basically the nail in the coffin. So I go and I'm just like, I'm ringing the bell. She's looking at me like, what happened? I was like, let's sit down. I'm so fucking tight at this point. I'm upset. I don't know. I'm just everything is running around my mind. I'm hurt. I'm like, I looked at her. I said, let me ask you a question. She's like, what? Her face said it all. I said, did you have sex with anybody else while we together? She's looking at me like, no. I'm looking at her face. I'm just like, I'm gonna ask you again. Did you have sex with anybody else? She says, no. Now she's feeling more comfortable by saying, like, now she's like, her lying is even like, now she's doing the acting shit. No, why would I do that? I love you. I looked at her. I said, you fucking lying, because I went to the clinic and they said I got chlamydia. She didn't even know what the fuck that was. She says, what? Like her face. She said, what? I was like, yeah, you gave me chlamydia, and you get that by having sex with somebody, and I only had sex with you. And then she just looked at me and couldn't say nothing. She couldn't say nothing. What can she say? She's like, and then right when I said that, I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I was tight. I was like, you a hoe, I ain't fucking with you. And then I was leaving the crib, and she trying to stop me, and I'm like, yo, get the fuck away from me. And I left. And after that, it was never the same. I cut her off. It was like, that was the final straw. Like I said, it was other shit that she was doing that it was red flags, and I just loved her so much. And then, you know, that shit broke the spirit out of me. Like it was like my heart just fucking turned cold after that. I was cold-hearted after that. I didn't trust anybody. It was like, the way I see it, this is how I view people. When I was young and naive, it's 3 levels: bottom, middle, and top. The way I used to view things when I was naive, this was trust. It was the top one, trust. I used to view everybody, and I used to trust everybody. Because I just felt like I was a good person, so everybody should be a good person. That's how naive I was. I was trusting everybody. And then after that situation happened, I turned cold. I didn't trust nobody. I didn't give nobody the benefit of the doubt. I didn't trust nobody. I didn't trust no women. I felt like all the women was the same. I just felt I had a grudge on women. You know, I just felt like, yo, like, how can you sit there and look at somebody in the eye and be like, I love you this and I love you that, but then you doing shit like that, like you doing grimy shit to somebody, you know? And I just felt like I had no remorse after that. And then I turned into a dog. That shit turned me into a dog, you know? It took me years to realize, like, I can't just go into talking to somebody and just not trusting them, you know? Because that's how I was for a while. And then, you know, now I don't put my trust in the top and I don't put my trust in the bottom. I give you a chance. You in the middle. So either me talking to you, either you gonna go down or you gonna go up. So I let people talk and let them show who they are. And I'ma see all the red flags that I used to ignore throughout my life, all my experiences. I can tell what type of person somebody is because I've been through it all. Not only with women, but with friendships, betrayal, you know, like a lot of shit I've been through. So I kind of read people, like I kind of know what type of person you are. And I'm going to talk more about like what I spot, how people be moving. Some people give themselves away. Some people you got to watch out for the real slick ones though. The real slick people, because there's a lot of those. And they know how to manipulate, and they know how to talk, and they know how to befriend you, you know. And it's funny because I didn't want to go to the clinic. I didn't want to go to the clinic with wife beater. Well, not that I didn't want to go. I didn't have a reason to go to the clinic with wife beater. He had a reason to go, and guess what ended up happening? I'm the one that caught something. And this nigga, he ain't catch nothing. He was negative with everything. But that was just God showing me, like, all the shit that I used to go against with her, all the shit I used to put up with her, it was God telling me, like, yo, if you need something to seal the deal, so you know, like, she's not the one for you, this is what's gonna happen. And that's how God made it work. He made that situation happen. And he made me realize, like, yo, it's crazy how shit be working out. So yeah, that was the betrayal right there, the ultimate betrayal, my first love. And how she really did me dirty like that. She broke my heart, and that was the situation, because it changed me a lot. But now, like, I'm good now. Like I said, I give people benefit of the doubt, and I give people chances. So yeah, now you know, like, when you see why I move certain ways, and why, like, I'm very observant, and why I question shit, it's because, you know why I question shit? Because that's how I get my answers. I get my answers based on questioning you and seeing what type of person you is. Sometimes I don't even need to question you, because sometimes I already know what it is. I already know what type of person that person is. Yeah, this was the ultimate betrayal. You know, it's sad that it happened, but it made me grow as a person. It made me wiser. I learned from it. This was the ultimate betrayal. If you want to see more stories or more situations, like and subscribe, and we're gonna talk more. You're gonna see more and more stories. I'm out.
It's about to be a situation. 'Cause it's about to be a situation.